Alright guys, I have the Super Heavy Samurai deck list right here. As you can see, it's kind of like separated. I got the hand traps and utility, and then the Super Heavy Samurai core, but we'll kind of just go into it all together. I did start with the hand traps, so let's go with three. We went with 3 Ash Blossoms, the 3 Ghost Ogres, 3 Joe Lockbird. Let's go with the Gamma package, and then as for the last but not least, 2 Nibs. Now I can kind of explain the ratio right here. We went with 3 Ash, 3 Ogre. These are the most, I want to say, useful cards. You can use them everywhere. Everybody knows that. Ash is always most versatile. Ogre hits a lot of cards, but you're gonna start realizing that Pirelli is gonna start playing around this card. Pirelli's pretty good. If you actually play against a good player, they're gonna start playing around this card, and they're gonna know how to like make it dead. Especially against other decks, it's not really live, but you know, it has some necessary use. Joe Lockbird is going to be the key of the format. It is what it is. The Gamma package, I want to say, it's OP when it goes off, especially if you just go into Excel Synchro. But yeah, Nibiru, I want to say is the least. That's why I'm playing it at 2. Honestly, after this list gets released, I'm probably going to drop this inside it. But we'll see how it goes. I don't know. Maybe it'll be the key factor to just keep playing it. We'll see. Maybe with the balance too. That's another thing to consider. Getting straight into the deck, we got 3 Wakashi, 2 Benki. These are, I don't know, it's just mandatory. I saw some people playing 1. I don't recommend that. You draw it, it's kind of dead. You want your entrant to always be live, so you can play 2. If you play 3, you're a boss, but you know, it's kind of scary. Can brick. Again, I got 3 Soul Piercers, the heart of the deck, the wannabe block dragon. Then we got the 3 Wagon. We got the most important card, I want to say, is the 3 Bike. This is your key searcher, especially like wanting to get into your Barons as well. I don't know, I feel like this and this, all these are just super good. This one's super fun to activate, especially. Getting more into the deck. Let's get these out of the way. We got the key cards. We got Soul Claw. Some people don't play it, some people do. I chose to play it this past sneak week, and I'm not gonna lie, I enjoyed it. I even used it once because you can actually equip it, and then whatever monster that it's equipped to gains 500 attack and defense. But yeah, anyways. You got Scales. We got to play 1 of. Some people play 2 because they want to be able to have that advantage to always get it off. But yep. Play Spy or Stealthy. I don't know. I hate that they changed the name. Soul Gaia. You got the Soul Peacemaker, which is the main key combo. You can actually play this card in multiples. This is a combo starter. If you don't see your other ones. If you don't know how to do the combos, I can make a video for the combo line if you guys really want to. But you guys can let me know. I'm sure there's a lot more other videos too that people show it. Shout out to them. Then we also got the Ancient Gearbox, the Tunneler. These are interesting, you know. Especially if you get Tunneler off, most of the time you're always winning the game, because just the fact that you're recycling your resources, you can be able to out-grind your opponent. Yeah, I liked it. I also played Therion King Regulus. And then we got the 2 Cashier Fenrir's. I liked it at 2. I don't like it at 3. I'm honestly thinking of dropping it to 1 at the same time, because I found myself where if I activated the effect to search, then I get drolled, and it's like, now I'm just passing my turn with Fenrir, and I keep the Super Heavy Samurai in my cards in my hand. Right there, I'm just kind of hoping, like, if I can even stay alive with Fenrir on board, and if they negate it, then I pretty much lose. So maybe I'm thinking of dropping this to 1. You guys can do what you guys want to do with that information. Then I also played Spell Counselor in the main. Now for this past sneak week, I think a lot of people were just getting to know Super Heavy Samurai, and those who did know Super Heavy Samurai knew that this was a possibility of coming. This is just another way of like a Ibli lock type of thing, except for spells. So this one, all spells on the field are pretty much negated. If you activate a spell, it's negated. So this stops your Dark Ruler. This deck loses to Dark Ruler. You can't get killed that turn, but If you get Dark Rulers and your whole board gets cleared out, now the best follow-up I would say is probably Zeus. But we'll see how that goes, if anything changes. Depending on how the deck builds go as well. But for now, Regulus could probably be bumped up, I would say. Maybe I would take out the Fenrir and then put a second Regulus. And then I would end up siding this. But yeah, we'll see. You guys can do what you guys want with that information. Let's get into the extra deck. We got tokens. Get that out of the way. Now we'll start with the synchros. We got Axel Synchro, Sartubi, Baron. Now, one of the tournaments I was only playing these three, and then another tournament I ended up adding in the Stardust, only because when you Axel Synchro the special bike, you're gonna have this and bike, and then you're gonna have your scales. You're gonna get nibbed, and if you don't have Stardust, then you can't. Your next play ends up being more vulnerable to other hand traps, and it just is what it is. But if you are playing Stardust, you change the effect when you activate Nib. You go into Stardust, immediately synchro into Baron, and your Baron's unaffected by Nib, while your other stuff, I think it's just your Link monster gets attributed off Nib, and that's it. Yeah, I think honestly I would keep Stardust in going forward. I wouldn't change it for anything else. These are like the good synchros. You could also play Savage. I know some people were doing that. I haven't really played around with it, but just for Sneak Week, it's kind of what I went for. That's the synchros. XYZs, we got Gear Gigant. Mandatory, especially when you're searching Ancient Gearbox. It's free. You search Tunneler, it's free. Why wouldn't you? Baguska, you know, it's it's just Baguska. Same-o, same-o. Now we got Merrymaker, Sargus. These are like insane. It's like the freest Zeus you can get. Honestly, you just have two. You go into Merrymaker, you go into Sargus, search Regulus. Then you have a 2800 beater, and then you have Regulus with another 2800 beater. And I don't know, let's say best case you have Baron, or best case you have something else, and you could just pretty much like OTK. You have 2400 person. It's really easy to get 2400 on the board after you have 56. But yeah. These are awesome. It's so free to go into, especially if you're trying to Zeusing people is just the way to go. You don't really need two anymore. Depending on how this next balance goes, I don't see Cashier ripping this a lot. I'm gonna start seeing Cashier rip your engine a lot, but that could change going forward. You never know. Continuing on, we got the two Super Heavy Samurai Scarecrows. We got the Genius, Masquerena, Unicorn, and Access Code. Now, I played with this package because I just wanted to OTK people. I wanted to end the games quicker, and it did what it had to do. Especially for monsters that I was having trouble getting over, I ended up unicorning and then going into Access Code, and it was great. It was most of the time, if I didn't have like access to the 2 level 4s to get into the Merrymaker and go into Sargus, then I would just end up linking up, going to Masquerena, going Unicorn. And it happened a lot, I gotta be honest, when I had like this one or this one. Or this one. Like a lot of times I didn't have any level 4s, and these are my extenders, so a lot of the times I just kind of wanted to just link climb. And then the last card was Saryuja. Now, like I said, one tournament I was playing Stardust, the other tournament I was playing Saryuja. I was playing around with both of them, only because this one like obviously protects you from Nib. This one I played around with. I really liked it, only because it really like ignites your spell counselor. You're gonna go into Genius. You can search the spell counselor, or you can draw it to the spell counselor and pendulum summon it. But most of the time, if you know you're gonna go turn 1 full board, you Genius special search spell counselor, and then end up linking up into Saryuja. Most of the time, you only use 3 materials, but you could use 4 to draw, fix your hand, get your hand traps. But then, yeah. You have this in your hand, so I use a special, you special summon it, and then now it's a 2100. So it's pretty sick. I like the combo, but I don't see myself playing it going forward. I will probably just side the spell counselor going forward and just kind of go from there. I guess I'll give you guys a little reference of my side deck. That way you guys have an idea kind of what's going forward, because this deck cannot play any spell or traps. So kind of go with, we went with 2 Kurikara. I'm gonna bump this up to 3. it's just so good against every deck, especially Pirelli. Pirelli, this is like, it hurts. You guys will probably see in one of my matches, it went off. I went with 3 spear modes. Yeah, people just don't see it coming, and it does what it does. I also went with 3 Retaliating Sea. Retaliating Sea is really good against Pirelli. Pirelli is just like a key matchup for this deck. Every other deck, you can kind of like blow them out of the water. Retaliating Sea is pretty much a D-shifter, just it doesn't really hurt you much because then you can utilize it on your turn. Archfiend Eccentric, this is mandatory to play only because I gotta say, like, I think every game you're like forced to side this in, sadly. But if you're going first, you don't really have to side this in, but just with the fact if they play, like, you know, you're playing against somebody who goes floodgates or who's gonna end up coming back in the waters with like some back row hate, or you can just use it to get rid of monsters. Either way. Going second, especially, it's mandatory to side this thing, especially against that rainbow pendulum card where it basically stops you from pretty much playing. You really need this to get this out. And then I also played the Magnuma and Jerusalem. Now, I still don't know how I feel about these. These were really good in the matchups that I did play against. It was against Sprite. I used them, and then I used them also against Exo Sister, which benefited me as well. But other than that, it didn't really do much. I'm not sure how I feel. Maybe I'll change it later. I still gotta bump this up to 3. But we'll see how that goes. You guys do what you want to do with that information, and you guys can let me know. Again, thank you guys for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And if you guys enjoy this deck profile and want to see like combo lines, let me know. And I got you. But other than that, see you guys next time.